Hey guys, it's Will.
And I'm Mike. Hello.
It's First Watch. Show's part review, part reaction. So we have with us today New Kids. This movie is really, really interesting.
It's strange.
Yeah, well, that's what's so interesting about it to me. You're like, what is going on? So this was directed by the guy who directed the first Friday the 13th, who I think his name's Sean Cunningham, if I remember correctly.
Possibly.
And it was written by Stephen Gyllenhaal, who's the father of Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal. And it stars Lori Loughlin, James Spader as like his classic 80s villain character.
Who's the guy?
His name is Stacy. He has like a woman's name. Shannon Presby, and he was only in like 2 movies. Yeah, and then he like, what is she laughing about? And then he retired from acting. But Shannon is traditionally a woman's name. Like there are men named Shannon. Like Shannon Sharp, yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
But if you were to, if someone were to tell you, hey, my friend Shannon's coming to dinner, you wouldn't expect this guy to show up, right?
You'd be disappointed if a guy showed up.
Unless that's what you're waiting for.
I mean, yeah. So the movie, to get into it, Lori Loughlin and the Shannon guy, they're brother sister, and they
and their dad is like this.
Their dad is like a military guy, right?
Yeah.
And so like the whole opening is them training and running and doing all this stuff. And like very early on,
the training sequence is so good. They're doing like high karate kicks on a punching bag.
Very early on in the movie, they're having a party and their parents go away to get an award, and they're in a car accident and they die. And that's kind of the setup. And at the funeral,
they go to live with their uncle.
Yeah, at the funeral, they don't really know what to do. Like I think they're like 18, something like that.
So the Shannon is the older brother, and he's like a senior in high school. I think.
Yeah. So like they're that age, they don't know what to do, and their uncle comes up and he's like, "Look, your family,
lives in Florida.
You can come live with us," and they're like, we'll do it. And it's weird because the uncle's like this. He bought like a.
He's like the failure of the family.
Yeah, he bought like this rundown like amusement park. That he's trying to fix up, so he basically takes these kids and like makes them do like child labor.
He's making like the stuff like the son helps with like rebuilding the roller coasters
and he gives them money,
like that, and he pays them.
Yeah.
Oh, and no, he gives him his money.
That's what I'm saying. The kid does, and so that's and then they go to the new school and the new.
But the main setup of the movie, like that's like kind of the whole background of what happens is they go to this new school and Lori Loughlin starts getting hit on by these like this gang of like violent rednecks basically who are like these white trash dudes who like live in the swamp.
They dog
and like
fight.
they have like a fighting pit bull and
everybody knows who they are, but then no one really wants to.
And James Spader is like the leader of the gang, and they like beat people up. They're like the bad kids. What's really interesting about this movie, so as I said, directed by the guy who directed the first Friday the 13th,
it escalates too.
So it's like, oh, here's like a high school bullying movie, and maybe it'll be like a John Hughes movie, and for a lot of the runtime, maybe like half the movie, it really is like a drama.
And it also felt like they're bullying, they're beating up, but nothing too serious, like a Karate Kid, like
exactly,
that
But then,
oh my god, damn!
There's like multiple scenes of immolation in this movie.
Yeah, and it's like she doesn't do anything bad. She just like, look, I'm not interested. She doesn't like make fun of them or abuse them. They keep harassing, and then they like try to like gang rape and set her on fire. I'm like, god damn, it escalated.
No, it is insane, and like I'm not gonna. So we will do some spoilers here, but I don't want to spoil like the whole thing. But like the attack dog does at some point get loose and rip someone's face off, and it's like, and you're like, okay, but so as I was watching it, I was like, in a way, like this is a very bold, weird movie, because it doesn't fall into any category. But then my kind of like movie making marketing brain kicked in, and I'm like, who's the audience for this movie? Like, I like John Hughes movies. Let's go see.
And then the second half is like,
it's like, do you want to watch a teen movie in which people get mutilated? If you're a teen movie fan, or if you're a horror fan, do you want to sit through like 45 minutes of drama?
Yeah, it's weird. It definitely escalates, and there's a final confrontation. I liken it to.
There's also a very ineffective sheriff.
Yeah, I liken it to like Straw Dogs, where like it's not nearly as violent as Straw Dogs, but like someone like who's not really violent or whatever is pushed and pushed and pushed, and then they eventually they're like,
it does. It's interesting though because the internal logic of this movie, like if you were to watch this movie and try to compare it to the real world, you're like, what's going on? But the internal logic of this movie is very tight because you have the scenes where the brother starts to go ham a little bit, but at the beginning you see, his dad's like this high-ranking military officer,
so he can fight.
And he has been really well trained and stuff. Yeah,
it's just like, but there's the number gang. There's like 5 of them on one,
and one of them is huge.
One of them is a huge ogre-looking dude, and like he's the most one guy who wants to rape the most, and it's just like vile.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes where it's like really like. It's almost like Deliverance territory.
It's hard.
Where like they're just like these like
it's also hard to believe
rapists.
that like if you're getting bullied at school and you get beat up, like, all right, probably nothing's gonna happen. If like 5 rednecks try to gang rape you, I'm guessing you would go to the cops and like they'd be like, like the outside sheriffs to come in. But there is that scene.
No, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but like, they try to kind of cover their tracks by. There's a scene where James Spader keys the Shannon Pressby's car, and the sheriff comes over, and you can see that the sheriff is afraid of these kids.
But it's like, because like. If something like that was happening and you're the sheriff and you have like 1 deputy, you'd be like, all right, let's call like the next big city over and have like them send like 4 cops and just deal with these like 17-year-old punks who are like nobodies.
But they dogfight. Like they're into like, it's not like a normal teen movie
they have
where
guns
like,
and they have knives.
Here are these kids who are like bad and they have fights. Or like these guys are like legitimately criminals.
Yeah, they're sociopaths.
The James Spader character sells coke. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
he's
he?
Like a drug dealer and he's got a gun and all stuff. But it's actually like, and then the final like 30 minutes is like really actually exciting and fun and well done, and then
there are like, so I was like reading description about this movie online. I was a little bit wary of how hard it would be to watch. It's not that there is no actual rape. Spoiler alert, but also I guess like sort of trigger warning. Like if you're worried about that, it doesn't actually happen. And there's like the scenes of violence are brutal, but because this guy directed a horror movie, like this is not the Jason series is way more violent than what's going on here.
Like people die, but you don't. It's not like super graphic or anything like that. But it's a fun movie to check out.
After all that, it's a fun movie. Watch people get burned alive.
Well, you can't take it too seriously, and then it's
fun,
it
is like it's kind of like if I were to recommend this movie to someone, it would be to people. Well, I guess people who watch trash movies, right? Like. But also people who like horror, because it is very dark in the ambiance and everything. So it's called The New Kids. And this is the VHS slipcover edition. We've done reviews of a lot of these before. These were released by Mill Creek, so we'll put links in the description of this video to where you can buy this and watch trailers and all that stuff. My name is Will.
I'm Mike.
And we will see you next time.